Hello, welcome or welcome back to Italian.oraculum. I'm Danilo, and today we are continuing with the readings for October, where I will use the Halloween Oracle to receive an advice, and then I will use the Nightmare Before Christmas Tarot to see better how we can apply these suggestions to our everyday life. So choose one of the three piles. I'm keeping my hand on the glare because unfortunately this deck, the Oracle, is quite shiny. So I'll do my best, but it's not really something I can change. So choose your pile and we start. I'm going to go with the central one first. So the advice in itself is invisibility and the keyword is authenticity, and we see this cloak with this invisible figure that is cloaked in gray. Now this card as an advice is usually concerned with essentially the mask we wear in certain occasion in front of certain people, and so this keyword, this authenticity, is what we really present to others, who we really are, and the theme of invisibility is kind of wanting to pass unnoticed, and this sort of contrast between what we may be able to gather as speaking of attention by being ourselves, and what we do to sort of blend in, to sort of belong to the majority, to the group, and so not stick out too much. As an advice, it is a sort of double advice, because depending on your situation, it will be better to blend in without forgetting who you really are, or it will be better to reveal your true self and live your true life, because you have been too you've been too good to mask yourself, and so you're kind of stuck there. It depends on your specific situation, but with the tarot we see that we have the 10 of candles, which is the deck this deck's version of the suit of wands, and we have the devil, which of course is Oogie Boogie. So essentially I see a moment where you need to stop something. You have been too embroiled into some sort of behavior or situation, or uh, too involved by the same people. You're done. You're done. You need to change. You need to transform. And I see the devil as a sort of strengthening card for the Oracle one, because depending on what is your default mode, you could be a victim of your own habits, and hide yourself when it's the time to shine, or you could be too focused on your own vision, on your own way of doing things, that you cannot really function as a member of a group, and it is time to learn how to do it, how to let other people have a little bit of space. So some of you that chose the central pile are maybe too shy or insecure or too used to kind of let your context uh, change or influence you beyond what you should do in this moment of your life. The other half will be too mm, too focused on yourselves, on your again, on your way of doing things and seeing things, and it's time to let someone else have the central stage, have the spotlights on, and kind of be part of a group. Equally important, but not the protagonist. Now I'm going to go with the right pile, the one that was on the right of the screen, and the advice is eternal love. Love is love, and it transcends physical death. So on one side, this advice is useful, it's linked to relationships, and essentially tells us that the the sentiment, the emotion, the feelings we have for another person remain no matter what's happening, no matter what was done or said, or what external factors came to kind of disrupt your situation, your balance. And so essentially, for those of you who are going through some sort of rough patch with a significant other or a family member or a good friend, do not forget the feeling just because there is a moment of testing of your bond, of stress, of anger, of insecurity, of sadness, whatever it is. One thing doesn't substitute the other. They can be there at the same time. One of the two can be sort of addressed and resolved and let go. The other stays. So those of you who are thinking about abandoning a certain relationship, ask yourself if the feeling of love, whatever kind of love it is there from both sides. Because of course, if you are the person that is being abandoned, then that feeling wasn't there from the beginning, and you shouldn't cling to it. Because of course, when it comes to a situation with more people, both have to feel this eternal love. Otherwise, it's an illusion. Otherwise, this is an advice to recognize what true love is. Again, whether it is a romantic love or not, what true love is, and the situation you are living, what you are living with, who you're living with, and their feeling what is and what is not. Because someone hurting you without meaning to is forgivable until you realize they didn't mean to, because they don't know you, because they don't care, and therefore they would keep hurting you because they would keep ignoring what your boundaries are. Someone that hurts you knowingly because maybe in a friendship they feel like they need to give you a hard truth and you are distressed by what you learn and everything that follows a situation like that. It's not done maliciousness. Someone that uses the excuse of friendship to keep bringing you down, keeps making you notice maybe your faults or your mistakes or things you could improve on. Maybe it's just an hypercritical person and shouldn't really have that weight in your life, whether it is in those situations or in general. Now, let's see the tarot how we can apply this advice to our situation. The page of needles, so the page of swords essentially, and the page of presents, so the page of coins, of pentacles. It is curious that again we have two students of the mind and speech and of the practical life of matter. So essentially how you can learn to distinguish love, how you can learn to keep feeling that love despite a moment of anger, dissatisfaction or whatever. You need to give yourself time, you need to give yourself the chance to understand, to think about it rationally, outside of your feelings and of your maybe instinctual reactions, of your anger, of your sadness, and understand it with time on a more theoretical level, while at the same time giving yourself time to develop a sort of habit, observe what's happening practically, physically, day by day. So again, is it true love? Is it eternal love, how it is called in the card? Or it isn't? You need to understand the person you're dealing with for real to then be able to understand this situation happened and it, they didn't hurt me on purpose, I can forgive it, or this person is just uncaring, I can't stay at their side as I've done up until now. This person has a different way of expressing their love. So yes, they love me. It's just that we have sometimes some translation problems. That could be a case as well. So give yourself time to understand, then act, of course. But first, make sure you understand clearly the practical situation you are in, the everyday situation you are in, the actual situation. Now, the deck that was on the left of the screen starts with forgiveness, reducing burden. Okay, so this advice is a curious one because forgiveness can be seen as many things. What should be kept in mind is that forgiveness is not forgetting what happened. So forgiveness, it's not something that helps necessarily someone that hurt you. It is something that sets you free from a part of that pain by letting go of an anger that's no longer useful for you. It's a process of freeing yourself, not the person that caused you harm, because you remember it, you learn the lesson, and you can behave accordingly. So they can forget you in the sense that you are exiting their lives, or they can see a colder and less helpful, less kind, and nasty, maybe even part of you. But there shouldn't be anger within you, there should be pain still carrying as if it just happened. You shouldn't keep asking yourself why or how or this. You should let go, take it as something that happened, and use it to inform how you should behave with these people if you cannot just abandon them and not see them ever again. But that's something of a different reaction than keep carrying that weight, that pain, that sense, the feeling of betrayal and of loss of trust and companionship and that feeling of impotence. Because if you stay angry, it's because we feel like we can do anything about the situation. When we can do about something about the situation, we do it and we get satisfaction from it. We let go of the anger and the pain, at least partially. Again, it's a reducing of burden, not a removing. So learn to see how you can be happy truly without focusing on what they've done to you. Abandon them, even if it's just psychologically, even if it's just emotionally. Let them go, abandon them, leave them alone. Your happiness is going to come in other ways, from building relationships with other people or from finding other forms of personal satisfaction, and not from clinging to what they've done to you, what they've said to you. Don't forget it, because it's useful to better face similar situations should they present themselves, or similar people should you find them, but let go. Not necessarily peacefully, like if you want to say certain things, if you're angry, go, shout, say what you have to say. It's better to do it in a controlled manner, because usually people tend to listen to you better when you speak in a like staying level-headed, while if you start shouting, they immediately dismiss it as kind of hysterics. Unfortunately, it's one of those situations where even in an extremely emotional situation and a stressful situation, you have to kind of hold on of your emotion and control yourself to get the best results. But I'm not saying you should just walk away. You can state what you have to say. You can do whatever you of course, within the limits of legality and safety. You can humiliate the person, reveal the truth of what was done and said to you, whatever it is, do it, but then let it go. Free yourself, because at the end of the day, if they've done it, most probably they are not going to regret it, because they don't have the kind of personality to regret doing certain things or saying certain things. So, if that's what you feel like you need, react, again within the limits of safety and legality and good sense. But then let go, because otherwise you're just gonna hurt yourself. Now the tarot tells us that with the 5 of needles, so the 5 of swords, and the 3 of needles, so the 3 of swords, you essentially have to say what you have to say or not say anything and just walk away. Be smart about it, be wise about it, use your mind in an objective manner. There is no reason, there is no way in which you can resolve this by hoping that things are going to change, that they are going to change, that they are going to apologize, or keep fantasizing about like running them over with your car, or finding that they are in a bad situation, so you feel sort of avenged. You need to be level-headed. Again, say what you have to say, or just move on without saying anything, and let it go. And of course, forgive yourself for believing a lie, or forgiving in the sense of allowing them to repeat certain things the first time or the first few times. But this is the meaning of the card of forgiveness. It's not allowing them to hurt you again. It's not allow what they've done or what they said to hurt you, to keep hurting you since they've done it or said it, and simply learn how to act and react in a similar situation with similar people, or with them again, should you have to, without being hurt again. Thank you for watching. I, as always, invite you to subscribe to my channel. It's free for you. It allows me to be kind of shown to those who are not subscribed. If you enjoyed the video, leave me a like. I always appreciate your and enjoy your comments. Even a simple hi, it's enough. And in the description of my videos, you find my email address if you want to book a reading. Of course, I remind you that in that case, it is behind the payment fee. It's my job. And of course, you can also find my handle for Instagram always in the description. Thank you again. See you next time. Bye.